They laughed when they thought I couldn't fight back. My own children sat at the table, planning to sell my house while I was still alive. They thought I was too old, too weak, too blind to see the betrayal right in front of me. But they didn't know that I had a plan that would leave them all speechless. Let me tell you how it started. I raised those kids with my bare hands. I worked 2 jobs, skipped meals, and wore the same coat for years just so they could have new ones. Every birthday, every Christmas, every scraped knee was there. And now, they called me a burden. They whispered about nursing homes like I couldn't hear. The same children I once protected now wanted to toss me aside like yesterday's trash. The pain of that kind of betrayal doesn't leave your heart. It burns in you. One night, I overheard them. My daughter said, "If we sell Mom's place, we can split the money. She won't even know." My son laughed, saying, "She's too old to understand what's happening anyway." They thought my mind was gone. They thought I'd just sit in silence, watching them strip me of everything I built. My heart pounded as I realized my own blood was ready to rob me blind. And the worst part, they thought I wouldn't dare stop them. That night, I sat alone at the kitchen table, staring at the family photos on the wall. Every sacrifice I'd ever made stared right back at me. And I knew I wasn't going to let them win. I wasn't going to be the weak, helpless old woman they thought I was. I picked up the phone and made a call. Not to a friend, not to a neighbor, but to my lawyer. If they wanted war, I would give them one. Quietly, carefully, I started putting the pieces of my plan together. I began acting clueless, just the way they expected. I let them think I was signing random papers, nodding along like I didn't understand. But what I was really signing were new documents changing the will, moving the deed into a trust, and making sure not one penny could be touched without my say. I tested their loyalty to. I asked for all favors, like driving me to the doctor or fixing a leaky faucet. Every time they refused or rolled their eyes, I wrote it down. Every insult, every selfish act. I was building my case, brick by brick. But then, something almost ruined it all. My son came snooping through my drawers one morning, looking for my bank book. He nearly stumbled on the sealed envelope from my lawyer. My heart stopped as I watched him flip through my things, his greed dripping off every move. I had to act fast. I distracted him, pretending to faint, and while he scrambled, I tucked the envelope deep into my apron. That was the moment I realized this wasn't just betrayal. This was theft waiting to happen. And if I didn't move soon, I'd lose everything. The day finally came. They sat me down with their fake smiles and said, "Mom, we found a great nursing home for you. You'll love it there." I smiled back, calm as ever, and slid a folder across the table. Inside were the documents, the trust, the will, and the transfer of assets all locked under my control. Their faces dropped. My daughter stammered, "What is this?" I leaned forward and said, "This is the proof that every dollar, every inch of this house is protected from greedy hands, including yours." The silence in that room was the sweetest music I'd ever heard. My son's jaw clenched. My daughter's face turned pale. They realized in that moment that the little old grandma they thought they could outsmart had outplayed them all. They couldn't sell the house. They couldn't touch my savings. They couldn't control me. All they had left was their shemand, the knowledge that I'd beaten them at their own game. I stood up, stronger than I'd felt in years, and walked out, leaving them stunned in their own guilt. People think age makes you weak. They think wrinkles mean you've lost your fight. But here's the truth. Age makes you dangerous. You've seen too much, sacrificed too much, and you know exactly where to strike. My family thought they could erase me. Instead, I erased their plans, and as I sat back in my chair that night, I whispered to myself, never underestimate a grandma with nothing left to lose.